Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. We have an advanced level project for you. This is a Sun Blossom Mandala. This is a doily and it's also been tweaked. So I've changed it slightly and I'll show you that within the pattern. It's actually not a hard pattern to be able to follow, but I did tweak it in areas where I was struggling. So as a full disclaimer, you should know that the pattern itself actually has the project sitting underneath the table lamp and you will see a blown up version. We have determined on the Crochet Crowd that this is accidentally upside down, and I was trying to think why we're looking at some areas that just don't look as clean and crisp as what you see here, and we realized that it's actually looking at the wrong side of the project, including the lamp. I blew it up. So just as a disclaimer, if you're trying to match exactly what you're seeing here, just turn your your doily over and look at the back side. Now I did tweak it, so I did take out these outside blossoms that you did see there. I kind of struggled with the counts when I was doing that, and I really struggled to the point where the connection wasn't looking that good, and honestly I probably would not have continued the project. So what I decided to do is that if you look at this, I axed it out. You can see the outline lying areas here, and then I just added an extra round here, so I figured out the math, and then I finally did a picot edge just like you see. So this is an advanced level project, so chances are if you're doing this project you are an advanced crocheter, so you can probably figure out the blossoms. For myself, I really struggled to the point where I was gonna quit. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead essentially and just tweak out the final rows. So the last pages here, rounds number 8 through 18 through to 24 are completely gone in this tutorial. So that's something I will leave in your hands. But for the rest of us, we're going to continue our journey, and I did use Peyton's Grace yarn. So let's talk about that next. For this particular one, I did honor the colors. So what I like to do is that I should pull in my yarn here, and I'm gonna do a different color sequence here, and this is called Peyton's Grace. So what I wanted to do is, where do your eyes go to the most, and that's where you're gonna determine what you want your fun color to be. So these circles here are awesome. So I determined that what I wanted is to work with that one first and then kind of select my colors. So going through the pattern, what I would do if I were you and you were me, and I would write in the pattern A, if you're substituting of course, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and look at your colors and determine what do you want on this particular doily to stand out the most, and then look at the colors and kind of match it. So this color here is called what I kind of substituted when I did it, so that was more the yellow. So what we have here is golden yellow, so that would have been color D. So what I would do is D equals, and then I would choose from one of these colors to be that if you're substituting. So originally this is using Aunt Lydia's crochet thread. I'm not a thread person, but I love Peyton's Grace, and so I am going to be using a 2.5 millimeter size, just about a BC hook in order to make that happen. So without further ado, let's choose my colors. I'm gonna do that off camera, and then we're gonna get ourselves started on this, and hopefully you can follow along too. What I also like to do is that on the ball bands, when I go to change out my colors, I like to write the letter right on the ball band itself. So this here is viola, so that is C. And so when I have these all lined up on my table beside me, I can just quickly look at the color, because sometimes you're looking at the colors and it kind of doesn't seem like it makes any sense. But if you can just verify it now and write down all of your colors, it's really good to go. So we're going to get ourselves started in the middle section as we go. So I want to point out a few things that's kind of unique about this this doily. You're gonna notice here at these points that is just a standalone, so you literally start it and finish it when you go to do something like that. This pink also the same way, so you start it and finish it, so you notice it doesn't continue all the way around. These circles are done individually, but they're attached as you go when we go to do that. So you want to be very consistent on the way that you attach it, because it'll look consistent when you're going all the way around. So in this particular video, what I'm going to do off camera, which you probably don't even care about so what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna teach you this, and then I'm gonna show you that, and then I'm gonna take this in front of the TV and finish all the rest of this, and then I'm gonna carry on. So this tutorial probably is gonna take 2 days in order to film, but it doesn't take obviously 2 days to make, but just time wise that's what's gonna happen today. So without further ado, let's grab a crochet hook and let's get ourselves involved. So let's get started. Today there is no stitching diagram, so for those that don't enjoy that, you've got a holiday today. So I'm just gonna start off with my color A, and I'm going to just chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then I want to join with the first chain to form a ring. So just going into the first one and pull through and through. We're now going to begin round number 1. Round number 1, we want to get a total of 15 double crochets into that ring. So the first chain 3 counts as one of them. So that just say that chain 3 is 1, and then continue to double crochet inside the ring until you have a total of 15. So the next one would be then 2 and 3, and go right up over top of that straggler. So catch that right around the ring, and if you do that you'll be able to trim that at the very end. So get 15 double crochets here into the ring, and I will see you back here in just a moment. Once you have your 15 verified, just slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3 and pull through and through. I am going to show you some cheating techniques coming up because we want to keep that seam line pretty invisible. So I will show you those when we come to it. So you're gonna keep that color going, and all you're just going to do is just chain up 3 again, and you're going to double crochet in the same stitch that's where that's joining. And now you're going to continue to put 2 double crochets inside each one of these stitches going around. So then that'll increase your count to 30. But I'm gonna show you a cheating technique right at the end of this one so that you can keep that stitch line pretty much hidden. So it's 2 double crochet in each stitch, and I'll see you at the end of the round to show you the cheating technique. So let me show you a cheating technique. So the last one is right here, and you end up with that gap there, and that gap right here does appear and stays in. So you're gonna double crochet the first one, but watch what I do with the second one. I'm going to put 2 together. So I'm just gonna wrap the hook and going into that last one, pull through and pull through 2 and hold it. So don't finish it, and then go right into this spacing here. This is not a stitch, it's just a space. Go right into that space and pull through. So wrap it first, go through, then pull through 2, and you're gonna pull through all 3 loops, and so then that second one is attached to this one that's in the space, and when you go to join it you have no gapping space at all. So it's a great way to do that. So that's how you finished row number 2. We're gonna keep this color on one more time, and we're going to start. So we're gonna chain 3. So 1 2 3, and you're gonna immediately jump to the next stitch that's available to you and put 2 double crochet in that one. So 1 and 2, and here is the stitching combination for this one. So the next one has 1 double crochet, and then the next one has 2 double crochet in it, and you're gonna continue to do that all the way around. And do you think you have a cheating technique at the end of this one? You bet your boots you do. So we'll do that, and then I'll see you back here. So keep that combination. So 1 and then 2 and then 1 and then 2. When you come all the way around you're going to put 2 into the last one, and that's because I'm just keeping the right count. So you just go in and don't finish it, and sorry, finish the first one. So that's the first one of 2, and then going in same one, pull through 2 and hold, and then go into that gapping space and then pull through, and then pull through all 3, and then that will hide that space once again. So this is the end of this color, and then this is finishing up round number 3. So when you get rid of these colors, what I would recommend to you, because it is a nice thin piece, probably just get your tapestry needle, get that ready, and just kind of pull through, and I'll show you just once. You'll want to do this for most of your joining, to be honest with you. There's areas where you can't literally just cover over top of the stitches because of the lacy nature to it. Grab your tapestry needle, and the trick is to turn it over to the back side and just stay within the back fibers. So do not poke that needle out to the front side. Okay, so just coming through. So once, and if you pull it nicely you can actually close in any gaps you may have, and this is extremely helpful when you do those round circles. So 1 2, and then finally a third time. This is one of the reasons why I determined that doily was upside down as well. You can see most of the stuff of hiding in these colors, and of course it's on the back side. So trim down your work right to the project. Get rid of the middle one if you had that. We're going over top. You'll use a tapestry needle if you didn't go over top, and then that'll complete then round number 3. Let's move on to round number 4. So let's begin the next round. So I'm gonna start off with a slip knot on the hook. I'm gonna show you a standing half double crochet. So I'm gonna start in any stitch I want. You want to be very careful where it jumps over one of the join spaces. I'm gonna show you how to cheat that too. So this is gonna be a fun day. So to do a standing half double crochet you could either going in attach, chain 2, and then half double crochet around, but the problem is that you'll always see it. So if you start with a standing half it's easier. So put the hook on, or yarn onto the hook first and then wrap it. See how I'm pinching down with my finger? It prevents it from unraveling. So just going into the stitch and then yarning over, pulling it through, and then pull through 2 and 3. Okay, so all 3. So that's a standing half double crochet. So the half has been made immediately. And you'll take this starting strand and then just go right over top of it. And you're gonna apply 1 half double crochet in each. Now where it's joining is going to provide an extra space look. It's not an extra space, but it will look like it. So how are you gonna get rid of it? You're gonna do that cheating technique of putting 2 together. So in the next one here is the last stitch before the join. So you see this gapping space? That's part of the join. So if you wrap the hook again and go right into that space and then pull through, you can pull through all through 5, and that space plus that last stitch just became 1, and it's really easy to hide it from that point. So then starting in the next stitch available to you, you're gonna continue to half double crochet around. I know that from this point of view, from a video, that looks like that. It's like, oh my god, but when you actually lay it down and then you put it onto your table, it's something that people will barely ever notice, if they notice at all. So continue to do that. 1 half double crochet in each stitch going all the way around, and this is round number 4, and this is a one-time use color, and then we'll be changing it out again for round number 5. So I'm coming up all the way around. So my purpose of changing where the stitch lines are is that you never have a project where the lines of the seam follow all the way through at the same point. So if you're jumping it around, it's harder to tell. So then you're just going to join it to the very first standing half double crochet, and then you're gonna finish it off in the same way with the tapestry needle, and then we're gonna start round number 5, and then we're gonna be pulling up the color A again, which is the starting. Let's begin round number 5 next. Let's begin round number 5. We have to be very, very careful on round number 5. I frogged it on my sample. So let's just attach it first and then chain 3, and then let's just put 3 double crochet into that same stitch, which is the easiest thing you can do on this particular round. So when I did this all the way around, I looked at the instructions and I said, okay, I'm just gonna skip 2 and then put 4 double crochet into the third one. Not so easy, my friends. We have to end up with 14 of these all the way around. So there's an odd count on the way that we're gonna do it. So we're gonna take our time and work our way through. So let's begin to do it this way. So follow carefully. You are going to skip 2 stitches and then put 4 into the next, and we have to do that a total of 3 times. So we're just gonna put 4 double crochet into there. So that was 1 of 3 times. So how many do you skip? You skip 2. So just skipping 2, maybe a double crochet would be better. So this is the second time of 3 that we have to do that. So then we skip 2 more and then we double crochet 4 more times again. So that was the repeat of there. So we have to continue to move in the instructions. It says now skip the next 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and put 4 into the next. So by skipping that extra stitch that we just did, that is gonna help us only get our 14 at the end. So let's go back to the repeat pattern again. So the repeat pattern, we're gonna skip over 2. So skipping 2 and put 4 into the next one, and we want to do that 3 times. So that was 1 of 3. So skipping only 2, double crochet 4 times in the next one. Okay, skipping 2 and double crochet. That was this is the third time that we're doing that. You're gonna notice it's gonna want to buckle up on you. Don't worry about that. It will settle down. We've got more to add. Okay, so now we just did that 3 times. So now this time we're gonna skip 3. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and do 4 double crochet. And then we're gonna repeat our pattern again. So skipping only 2 and put in 4 double crochet. So remember we have to do that 3 times, so that was 1 of 3. Skipping another 2, you're gonna put in 4 double crochet. Okay, skipping another 2 and go into the second one or third one away. So I actually got several rounds around, and then I looked back and I realized I had way too many of these, so I wasn't skipping over that extra one where I have to once in a while. So then we skip over 3, just like that, and then skipping over 2, and we should have a total of 14 going all the way around, and we will verify that in a second. I'm hoping I do, I don't even know. So let's just pull it back. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 and 14, and that's a very good day today. And we're gonna slip stitch to the top, so just keep an eye on those extra ones that have the 3 spaces in. So we're gonna get rid of this color now, and then we are going to then bring back or we're actually gonna start C for the first time. So get rid of this and I'll be right back. To begin round number 6, start off with a slip knot, and we're gonna start off in any first double crochet of one of these groups of 4. It doesn't matter which one you want to start in. And when you join it, you're gonna chain 2. So join it and then chain 2, or you could have done a standing half double crochet, it's up to you. And you're gonna do a half double crochet in the next 3. So I want you to realize that you're putting in half double crochets when you're in the actual stitches itself in this one. Okay, now we want to play in the space here, and that's gonna be a double crochet. So you're gonna go in and you're gonna pull through, just give it a little bit of slack and then pull through 2 and 2. Okay, so now you're in the tops of these again, so you're back to a half double crochet, and then in the space in between you're gonna put in a double crochet. So space in between, put in a double, and I want you to do that all the way around for round number 6, and we're gonna continue then as we continue this. So then we're gonna continue this color into round number 7. So please do this all the way around. So as I come all the way back around, I'm just half double crocheting. Don't forget that chain that space in between when you do the very last one, like so. We're gonna keep this color, so slip stitch it to the top of the first half double crochet, and then we're gonna keep this color one more time. So we want to do an expansion round before we begin to do those little mini circles. So to do this, we're gonna just start off, and I'll show you a technique as well. So you're just gonna chain 2, which is your first half, and you want to go into the next 3 half double crochets and put another half double crochet in each. So you're thinking, okay, you're gonna have to count. Not really. Watch what I'm about to show you. So I put 3 in there. See the ones with double crochets? Those are the ones that are gonna have 2 half double crochets in there. So 1 and 2. So if you don't feel like counting, just look for the telltale signs. So the next 4 half double crochets, remember that chain 2 counted as one of them. So 1 2 3 4, and then there's 2. So 1 2 3 4, and the one with the double crochet has 2. And you want to do that all the way around, and then you're gonna eliminate this color out, and then we have to prep this round that we're about to finish with some space markers, so we know where to put those round circles. So once you get those 4 in there, the 5th one here in the double crochet has 2 halves. Please do this all the way around. When you get all the way back around, don't forget the very last stitch will be the 2 half double crochets in there, because that is where the last double crochet is. So you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna fasten off. So just join it to the first chain 2, and then I'm going to need to prep this round that I just finished for those round circles. So I'll show you what to do with that, and let's have a good time. So what I want to do now is that I want to mark all 14 of the spaces where those round circles are gonna face. So you're looking at where these shells are, the 4 double crochets that you see, and what you just do is you just follow up 1, and you're looking for pretty much the middle of that. and you're going to take this strand and you're just going to pull it through. So this is just a stitch marker that I'm pulling through. Then I'm going to advance to the next one. So what I want to do is that I want to look for the next middle one, but if you count these you'll know it's pretty strategic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 looks like it is the one to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm gonna go into the 6th one here and pull through. Noticing that I'm just leaving extra slack. So if I think it's 6 I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and that looks like it's the middle one of that one as well. And that's all I want to do. So I want to just take this and mark where these are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and do that all the way around, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. Okay, once you've gone all the way around, just safely just trim this yarn if it was attached to the ball still, and the stitch markers are going to be the places where those round circles are going to go. So if I pull up that other sample here, see those round circles? So that's where those are going to attach. So what we need to do is we need to create those circles and attach them at the same time as creation. So once we get that, you're going to notice is that the first one we're just going to attach by itself, and because there's nothing to attach to, and then the next time we're going to attach to the project and we're going to finish it off so it's attaching to the other one. So we keep building. So the way that you want to do that is that you want to attach it the same way each and every time, so that these, see how the strands are just going in the same direction? That's because I attach it from the same direction when I go to do it. So that's something that we need to pay attention to. So let's bring on that, and each circle is individual. So you're going to notice that it's nice and closed, but when you go to do this you're going to notice that there will be a space, and that's where that tapestry needle comes in handy for being able to close that off as well. So this is our first one attaching to the circle, so it's slightly different than the rest. So we want to create a slip knot to begin, and we can only attach it to one thing because it's our first one. So that's the difference between the rest of them. So you're just gonna chain 3, which will be your first center ring. So just going into the first chain and yarning over and pulling it through. It's gonna be a bit fiddly in your hands. If you feel like it's awkward, it is. So chain 4, that is your first treble, and you want to put 19 more trebles into that. So wrapping the hook twice and then going right in to the center of the ring, and you want to treble a total count of 20 all the way around, which includes that chain 4. So I want you to do that, and then I'll be right back and I'll show you what to do from that point, because we have to attach it to the circle before you do the slip stitching to the very first chain 4. So just make sure you get your 20 in there now, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So you're gonna notice it's gonna be really tight in that center ring, so don't be fretting that. So make sure you count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I gotta get 5 more in there. So this is 16. This is 17, 18, 19, and then 20. Once you get your 20th one done, you want to grab this one here, and right where it's facing up, so the good side's facing up, and right where it's going through the stitch, I want you to come from the back side of the project. So just coming up, just ignore that stitch marker, it's just showing you where to go. And when you do this, put this yarn in behind and just go into the top of the first chain 4, and then put that yarn through. So pull through and through to join. It's not gonna look so pretty when you're doing it right now, but it's gonna settle down. So then just pull through one more loop, and you're going to just trim this long enough so that you can use a tapestry needle to hide that in, and you want to just pull through. So I would get in the habit after you're done this, see how it's kind of nicely joined now, is it just take the crochet hook and pull that straggler through to the back side. So when you're ready to start weaving in all your ends, it's already on the back side ready for you. So that's how you do the first one. So the next one, you're just going to continue to move along, and the next one will be right here, and we're going to attach this one like in a partial way around, like almost 75%, and then we're gonna finish it up and then attach over here. And it's pretty much a rough guess, but I estimated it's about the 4th one up is where you're gonna attach. So let's do number 2 through 14. I'll show you it once, and then when we have 14, the 14th one, that's a different way of doing it too. So I'll show you that when we get there. So you're gonna start then the ones all the way from 2 to 13. Same way, just chain up your 3. So 1, 2 and 3 form the ring. And what I want to do here is that I want to be able to attach it midway through. So form the ring. So we're gonna chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and do 16 more trebles. So this counts as the 17th one when you go to do that. So wrapping the hook, I want you to get a total of 17 of these done, and then I will join you back here in just a moment, and then we'll attach it to the middle circle, and then we'll finish off the remaining 3 that are left. So you have 18, 19 and then 20 where you'll join it to the existing circle, this mini circle that is on there. So get 17 of these trebles done first and meet me back here in just a moment. So once you have your 17 done, which includes that chain 3, you're gonna bring back that circle and you're gonna go to the next one right beside it. So you need to do this in a way that when you go to continue to round, it's going to run into this one. So if I attach it over here, there's nothing to finish it to. So coming to the next one that is joining, so 17 is done on this. So I'm just going to just slip stitch from the back side going up to the front. Just slip to attach. And then I want to continue the remaining 3. So this will be 18, 19 and the 20th, and when you go to join, you need to join it through that existing other circle. So just lay it flat. Okay, so make sure it's laying flat and put this yarn in behind. So you're just gonna go to about the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and just going into the 4th from the back of the motif going forward. But you're not quite done. You also want to put it through to the first chain 4. And then yarn over and pulling it through everything. And then that'll attach. Now so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna just cut that yarn and then pull that remaining of the yarn through that loop to lock it. Now you're going to notice this kind of a gapping space will occur probably right there. So what I would do if I were you, just take that hook and pull that to the back side. And so you're gonna do the remaining of the up to 13 of these, and then I'll join you on the 14th one to show you how to finish it. So but I'm gonna show you how to just get rid of these tails now. So anything that you've been covering over top of the middle, you can safely cut those out as you go if you want to. I like to be able to get rid of my tails as I go. I feel like it's more of an accomplishment. But these ones that are the ones that are part of the join, you want to treat those individually. Getting your tapestry needle out. So I would not be scared to go across 2 of these. So just going through, just stay to the back side of it and pull through, and then going back in a different path. And then finally a 3rd time. So 3 passes is what you need, and then as soon as you have that done, you can just safely cut that yarn. And you'll want to do that with all the tails, so when you flip it over, it looks like it belongs just perfectly, just like you see. So it's a really neat idea. So I want you to get all the way to 13 for me, and then there will be 1 left, and then I'll show you how to do the 14th one because we have to attach it in 3 different spots as we go. When I last left you, we were doing all of them all the way around, and we have the last one that is left here. So the stitch markers is the last one. So to do this last one, we have to attach to this one, here and here at the same time. So let's begin. We're going to chain 3. You already been doing this all the way through. chaining 3 to create your first ring. So 1, 2, 3, and then attach, and you want to chain a total of 4, which will be your first treble. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you count that as a treble, you need to do 11 more. Okay, so it's a total of 12 if you want to count it that way. So this will be considered number 2. Okay, so I've got 12 done, so make sure you have that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's grab our sample, and now we're gonna go 4th one up from the edge. So keeping this yarn on the back side. So let's go there and go to the 4th one and just grab it by the last one, and you're gonna slip stitch, so just pull it through. So if we're at number 12, then you're just gonna continue along. So 13, this is 14, 15, 16, and 17 is next, which is the magic number for attaching to the middle. So 17 is in, so go into the middle one here. Again, attach it from the underside going up. And then finish it off. So if 17 is done, so 18 is going in now. 19 and 20, and then you're going to attach it to the first one that is there. So just put this yarn in behind, go up to the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then keeping that yarn still in behind, go in the top of the chain 4, and then grabbing that yarn and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through. So just cut that yarn now, weave it in like you had been before, and then that'll conclude off doing these round circles. So remember what I always did before is that once I took that strand, I just pop my hook to the back and then pull it to the back side, and then use a tapestry needle to secure it in, and etc. And then you can pull out all the stitch markers that are in here at this time. So just get this done, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So when we look at the original sample, you have the round circles. So now we have the circles complete, and now we're gonna just trace over top, like half mooning over the top as we go all the way around. It's very forgiving when you do that, because the fact is that then this extra stitch here kind of goes in between the gapping spaces, so it's really quite fabulous. So let's begin the next round, which is round number 9. When we move on to number 9, what we have to do is that we're gonna do like a half moon shape over top of the round circles. There's a total of 9 stitches in a row. The first one is a half double crochet, but when we start off it's gonna chain 2. So this will be a half double crochet in the next time we get to the next circle. So 2 halves in a row, 2 singles in a row, and then there will be 2 singles in the middle one, 2 singles in a row, and then 2 halves. So if you're not sure where to join them, what you need to do is just kind of look at it from this perspective, and just roughly look to where you think the middle is. So if you think the middle one is right there, for example, this is the 5th one, so you can go 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then that's where you can start. So you end up with that just like that. So let's begin. So you're just gonna attach it to that one and then pull through. 1 and 2 counts as a first half double crochet, and just go right up over top of the straggler. So there's gonna be another half in a row, so another half, and then there's gonna be 2 singles, so 1 and 2, and then the middle one, which is where you counted from the 5th one, so it's gonna be 2 into that one, and then 2 singles in a row, so 1 and 2, and then you got 2 halves left. Now if you feel like it's unbalanced, then you can just re-examine and pull out if you have to, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it, to be honest with you. It's because it's pretty close, right? Do you see that? So once you get that done, you're gonna jump to the next one. So just look at it and determine what you think is the middle. So it looks like it could be that one. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if you're not sure, you go the other direction. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that looks like it's pretty close to accurate for me. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that'll be the first one. Start off with a half, So there'll be two of those in a row, and then you're gonna have two singles, 1 and 2, and then you're gonna have two singles in the same one. So 1, 2, two singles in a row, so 1 and 2, and then 2 halves and those are in a row as well. So again, jump to your next one, locate what you think is the halfway point. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then that 1 will be where this half is, and please do that all the way around. This is round number 9. Okay, just come all the way back around. The last one is a half double, and then I'm just going to join it to the first top of the first chain 2. So get rid of this yarn. So let's begin round number 10. I'm just gonna prep this yarn here. So it says where we were, which it could be any one of these petals that you see, and it says to skip to the 4th one over. So when you attached it, you would be on the first one already. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you look, there's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So you want to grab the first one, and if it's already in the hook, you can do a standing single crochet at this point. So just pulling it through and do a standing single. Leave that straggler behind. You will need a tapestry needle to hide that in later. You're gonna then chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're gonna do a cluster right in this space, but it says that we need to build it up to the height. If you look at the special instructions, how to do the cluster is like this. You're gonna wrap the hook, you're gonna go right in between the space and pull through, and just give it a little bit of slack, and then pull through 2 and hold it, and do that 3 more times. So wrap and in, pull through, give it some slack, and then pull through 2. So wrap and in, pull through 2. And so you should see a total of 4 of those in a row, which is 5 loops on the hook. You're then going to pull the yarn, so yarn over, pull through 4 loops only, and then pull through 2 to finish, and then you carry on. So chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you could either count it or look for the where the 2 are in the same stitch, and it's the first one of the 2, single crochet in that one, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the space again you're gonna do another cluster. So wrap the hook and going in, pull through, give it a bit of slack, pull through 2 and hold it, wrap and in, some slack, pull through 2, wrap in, pull through 2, and then wrap and then in, pull through 2. Then pull through only 4 loops only, so ignore that first one. So pull through 4 and then pull through 2, and then keep moving on. So chain 5, single in the first one of the one that has the 2, chain 5 and then cluster, and you'll do that all the way around. This is round number 10. When you come all the way back around, don't forget the chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then attach to the first single crochet. You are going to want to use a tapestry needle and weave that strand in there. Weave it into the existing chains. Just keep it nicely, keep it nice and tight in there, and please do that, and I'll see you back here in just a moment, and we'll keep moving on. So as we begin our next part of the process, we have this done so far. So now what we have to do is put in these here. And so what's gonna happen, you have 14 all the way around. You still have the 14 spots, but now it's gonna divide off into 7. So you'll see 1, 2, 3. So you just gotta watch out for that. So 2 in a row will have these trebles that will be in there, and then the next one will then just be coming down in, and then you're jumping over, so chaining, and then 2 in a row, and that's what we'll divide it in. Here, what you're seeing here, this is just attached, done, and then you go, and then what we're gonna do then is do another round and then do a same thing. So this is attach, do, and then you just finish it, and you do that in each one of the sections. So let's begin the next round, round number 11. So let's begin with the next color, in this case B. See how you got 2 clusters? I want you to start in the gap if you're crocheting this way, if you're right-handed, then you're gonna go this way, and the video will be flipped upside down for left-handers. So you're grabbing into this one first and then continuing around. So let's just attach. So attach with the slip stitch and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right up over top of that straggler, and I want you to put in 5 more trebles. So with that chaining of 4 and these 5 trebles, that gives you the number of 6. So you're putting 6 trebles into the same chain 5 loop or chain 5 space. Okay, so you see 5 and then 6. Now to jump to the next space, you have to chain 1 and then go right into the next space and do another 6. So 1 and 6. And now we're going to move along, and what we're aiming for is this single crochet right here. So it's after the cluster and after the chain 5. So to get there first, chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you want to do is double crochet into that single. So just wrap on the hook once and then chain 5 to get to the next one. So we're aiming for between these 2 clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're skipping right over in between these ones here. So you're skipping that and playing here. So then you'll do 6 treble, chain 1, 6 trebles again, and then chain 5 and then double crochet into this one, and you'll be repeating that all the way around. So I'm coming all the way back around, and I have the space here, so I'm just finishing this set, and this set is the first one. So I'm just gonna double crochet into the single and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then attach to the top of the chain 4, and then that's it. Now you're gonna notice that it's gonna be buckling up a little bit like this. Don't worry about it. The next few rounds will settle that down, and you're just gonna trim off this yarn, weave in your ends, and then we'll be moving on to round number 12. We're gonna begin in a space just before one of these trebles. So it can be any space that you want to, as long as it's just before the grouping of 2, in order to keep to the written pattern. Once you understand it, it's pretty good. You can do a standing single crochet, but if you don't like that, just attach chain 1 and 1 single crochet. And our goal here is to get to 7 single crochets into these chain 5 spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you have that done, and if you go over top of that straggler, you don't have to weave it in later. So the next 6 here are each going to be a half double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You don't really need to count that, you can just see them. And now in this space here, you want to put in 2 double crochets. So you just go 1 and 2. So the repeat pattern going all the way around this thing is pretty straightforward. On these trebles, they'll each be 6, or they'll each be 1 half double crochet. So there's 6 in a row, so you don't have to count it. If you know that you have the 6, just follow it along. And then in the next chain 5 space, you want to put 7 singles in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then immediately jump to the next chain 5 and start doing the same thing. So 7, then you'll do your halves. You'll put your 2 right in between the 2 sections here. You'll do another 6 half double crochet, and then you'll back to your 7 singles on these spaces. So let's continue to do that all the way around, and you'll see that it will really beautifully align. When you get all the way back around, just slip stitch to the first single crochet, and then that'll be done with this color. And fasten in your ends, and then we're gonna begin our next one, which will be little mini fans, and you'll need to do 7 of those. I'll show it to you once, and then you'll do the other 6 off on your own. So the next section here, we're gonna create fans, and so the fans exist in the tops of these double crochets. So the next fan's over here. There's only 7 of them. So the goal here is to locate the space in between, because that's where the double crochets are gonna go, but we have to figure out how we're gonna get there first. So from that one, you want to count to the 3rd stitch backward, so that you can start there. So count the 1, 2, and 3 and slip stitch into that spot. So just slip stitch, and now that space that you were just looking at is where you want to place then 6 double crochets. So just wrap the hook and go right up over top of that straggler and put 6 right into that space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And so now you have to determine where you're going to slip stitch to finish. So to determine that, so you're in the gap, so you have the first stitch, which is right here. You just got to look at it. So 1, 2, and the third one away is where you're gonna slip stitch and finish off. So just kind of make sure it looks like it stays in balance with all of this, and then just fasten off at this point, and then you're just gonna do the next 6 that you have to go all the way around, and you're gonna do this. We have something like this coming in the future again, and it's really not that hard, so it's just a matter of stopping and starting. So you can immediately just jump to the next one and just start, and then just come back and weave all your ends at the same time. Up to you, your call. Let's begin round number 14. Here's the trick to this one. So you've got your fans attached and you have one completely empty stitch just right after. You want to start the one directly after that one is where you're gonna go, and you're gonna put 20 single crochets in a row, and the 20th one will be the one just before the last empty one completely. So that's empty, so you'll finish there, and then you'll chain 8 and jump over, and you'll miss the first empty one and go to the second and do your 20 again, and you'll finish the second one before the very end, just like you see there, and then chain 8. The goal here is to make sure that you end up with 20 single crochets in the span. If for example you only have 19, put in 2 single crochets probably near the middle of this section to have it expand. If for example that you had 2 extra stitches left over at the end, then do 2 together to get yourself to 20. 20 is so critical in this particular stance, or in this particular area. So you're just gonna join it, do a standing single, and then make sure that you have 20, and then once you have your 20 in, and you should end up in the second one before the fan, chain 8, jump over and go to the second one after the fan, and then continue along and make sure that you get your 20 in. So eventually you're gonna get all the way around and you'll chain 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then just slip stitch it to the beginning single crochet and then weave in your ends, and then we're gonna carry on and do another arching fan, which will be in this section that we just created. So let's begin to do that next. So now we have to create 7 arches, and we're gonna use the same color that we just used, and what we're going to do is that you need to look at the stitches. So you gotta count the third one back. So here's 1, 2 and 3, and you're going to start there. So let's join it with the slip knot and pull through. That does not count as a stitch. You'll be using that stitch in the future. Now in the very next one you are going to single crochet, and in the one just before this chain 8 loop it's gonna be a half double crochet. Then in this chain 8 loop you're gonna put 12 double crochets. So let's count those together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Once you have all 12 done, you're then going to go into the next stitch that's available to you after the chain. So then it's gonna be half double crochet in the first one, then the next one is gonna be a single, and you're going to slip stitch into the third one away, and that's it. You're done. So you're just going to fasten off, weave in your ends, and then that provides a little jet out that you have that you'll see that becomes part of the feature in the future. So you can do all of them and then just weave in your ends later, and then just jump to the next one and do the same thing. So remember to start the third one back, slip, and then the next one is single, and then half, 12, and then half, single and slip, and then done. So please do that all the way around. This is round number 15 for doing the arches. As we begin round number 16, we have to pay attention to the top of the arches, and on the top of the arches is when we're going to expand it and make it bigger, and in between the arches is just going to be 16 trebles. So when we start it, it's going to chain 4 and then we'll do the first 15, so the chain 4 is included, so that gives you 16. On the arches itself, what we're going to do is that we're going to do a 2 repeat idea. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in a row. The next one will be 2 into the same stitch. There will be 3 in a row, and then the next one has 2 into the same stitch. So that's 1 repeat. We're going to do that again. So 2 in a row, 2 into the next one, 3 in a row, and then 2 in the next one, and then it finishes off with the last 2. And if you look at it like a mirror, you can actually see this particular concept. So if you saw it from a mirror perspective, the middle point is right about there for that, if you're really looking at it from that perspective. So let's begin round number 16. It's all a matter where we start, and that's where we're gonna begin our story. So let's take our time and get ourselves started. We're gonna go into the same stitch as the last slip stitch of one of these arches. So it's just sharing the same one. And we're going to just pull through and chain 4, and that counts as a treble. So the next 15 trebles are going to be trebles, so it gives you a total of 16. So what I would do is count that in a row. So that was 2 and 3, and I'll see you when it gets to 15, which will be very close to the next arch. So I now have my total of 16. So that chain 4 plus 15 gives you a total 16, and you will notice that I am on the same stitch of where the first one is slipped when we did the arch. So we started with the 1 slip stitch that finishes the arch, and we start and then we end in the first one that has the slip stitch. So let's begin the repeat pattern as we're going up over top of this arch. So starting in the next stitch, you are going to put 2 single crochets in a row. So 1 and 2. Then you'll put 2 into the same one. So 1 and 2, and now you'll do 3 in a row. So 1, 2 and 3. Now we're gonna do 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2, and then you'll put 1 into the next one, and this is exactly the halfway point of an arch, like that. So we'll put 1 into the next one. So we're doing the second part of the repeat. So there's 2 in a row as you see, and then you'll see 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2, 3 into 3 in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 2 into the next one. So 1 and 2, and then you'll be finishing off this arch. The last 2 here is 1 double crochet each, and then you're back, and your first one out is the slip stitch that is where the arch is ending. So there'll be 16 trebles, and exactly what I just did here. You can reverse the video back to get that count if you need it. So I'll see you all the way around. So I'm just coming all the way back around, and I just finished the arch, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning of the chain 4. We actually have not very many rounds left to go on the tweaked version, and then what we're going to do at this point is that we are going to just do a single crochet round, nice and simple, using the color E. And let's begin round number 17 next. Let's begin round number 17. I would do a standing single crochet if I were you, and stand it right on top of the chain 4. So you want a single crochet, so stand this one. So you want a single crochet in each of the stitches. If you're a tense crocheter, just be relaxed with your single crochets as you go all the way around. So you're not adding any or subtracting anything, you're just following this around, and you'll see that this will give a beautiful definition. So this is round number 17, and then we're gonna continue our journey. So we just have 2 more rounds to go on the tweaked version that I set up front, and then we're gonna then end our story at that point. So continue to single crochet all the way around. So now that I've come all the way back around, just slip stitch to the very beginning single crochet, and just pull through, and then just weave in your ends, and then I'll be right back, and then we'll have 2 more rounds to go, and then this doily is complete for today. So let's move on to the next round. This is the second last round before our finish, and what I want you to do is that I need you to locate a stitch. Where we're about to start is so important because we need to consider the arching as we're going up over top. So what I need you to do is look for the stitch that looks out of place here on the arch. See this stitch right here? I'll hold. Okay, just go right there and just follow it straight up and just mark it with a stitch marker. That one is going to be the end of the round, the one we get all the way around, and we're gonna start in the very next stitch. So just look where it is. Okay, see how this one here shares the same slip stitch as that arch? It's the very next one, and just follow it up. Now what I want you to do is that we're gonna start with our next color, and we're gonna go up over top of the arch, and we need to keep our counts proper. So starting in the next stitch, I want you to place a chain 3, and that's gonna count as your first double crochet. So 1, 2 and 3. We're then going to double crochet in the next one, and watch your counts, and here they are. So there's gonna be 2 double crochets in a row, so the chain 3 counted as one of them, and then you're going to half double crochet the next 2 in a row. So 1 and 2. Now the next 11 in a row will each be a single crochet, so let's count those out together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So we came up over top of the arch. Now the next 2 in a row are gonna each be a half double crochet. So 1 and 2, and then 2 double crochets in a row. So 1 and 2. Now the next 2 are going to be a treble 2 together. So just wrap the hook and going into the next stitch. So wrap it twice, pull through 2 and 2 and hold it. So don't finish it, and then go into the very next one and do the same. So you have to do this twice. So that's you got your 3 loops, pull through all 3. There's 1 crochet treble 2 together, and then do the next 2 like that as well. So just wrap the hook and going into the next one, pull through, don't finish it, and then do the next one like that, and then pull through all 3 loops. So that allows it to go up over top of the arch, and now you're going into the center of this. So the next 9 are each going to be a treble. So let's just count those out together. So we're gonna go 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And once those 9 are in, I want you then put the next 2 together as a treble. So treble 2 together over the next 2, and then do the next 2 just like that. So treble 2 together again, and then we're gonna go up over top of the arch again. So let's review that. So we're gonna double crochet the first 2. So we have 1 and 2. We're gonna half double crochet the next 2. So 1 and 2, and then we're gonna do 11 single crochets that'll take it over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So you've gone up over top, and now we're gonna reverse what we just did on the other side. So the first 2 will be a half. So 1 and 2. The next 2 are a double. So 1 and 2, and then over the next 4 stitches there will be 2 trebles 2 together. So there's 2 in a row. And do you remember how many trebles you will go between the arches? If you said 9, that's the right answer. So once you get that set done, you're gonna go 9 in a row and then go up over top of the arch. So what you're looking at here is, if you can see, it's nice and thick here, and it's gonna go up over top of this arch, and then the next round is what we're gonna be finishing off of. So please do this all the way around. So I'm coming up all the way back around, and the last 4 stitches, they're just 2 together. So you'll do 1, 2 together for treble, and then the next and final 2. And the one that I'd marked with the stitch marker is the last one. So I know my counts are right and everything looks pretty good. So then I'm just gonna slip stitch it to the first of the chain 3, and then we're gonna finish off this color, and we're gonna just do 1 more round, and the round will make it nice and circular, and then you can just damp dry this, or damp block it. So you just damp it up a little bit and then lay it flat and just shape it and let it air dry. So let's just do 1 more round, and that'll conclude today's tutorial. So the very last round is my signature round of doing picot edging. Some people love it, other people don't. Do what you think is right for you. So I like it that it looks like it's really kind of unique, and if it's not so flat looking, it's a way of getting away with it too. So let's begin, and this is just like if you've done one of these with me before. So just choose any stitch is good. Pick a stitch, any stitch, and just do a standing single, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch. So you're just gonna do a picot. So just slip in behind the 2 and pull through and through, and then single into the next stitch. Go right up over top of that straggler. That's all it is. So it's all in sets of 2. So moving to the next stitch, single crochet first, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and picot. So just insert it into the 2 strands that you see in the front, pull through and through, and single crochet in the next. So there is another set. So let's just do 1 more set. So going into the next one, single first, 1, 2, 3, and then picot, and then single into the next. So please do this all the way around, and this is it, and next time you see me I will have this done as a final photograph. But for now, have a good one, and please enjoy this new tutorial, and let me know what you think with the comments and likes and etc. So I'll see you at the end, which is now, but I'll post a photo on what it looks like after it's blocked.